This episode is sponsored by Inside Tracker. Meg, hit it off with some details.
Inside Tracker was founded in 2009 by leading scientists in aging, genetics, and biometrics. Using their patented algorithm, Inside Tracker analyzes your body's data to provide you with a clear picture of what's going on inside and offers you science-based recommendations for positive diet and lifestyle changes.
If I wanted to get this done, what would I do?
So for a limited time, you can get 25% off the entire Inside Tracker store. Just go to insidetracker.com/dropin.
It is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about running nonsense and everything else. And this week, man, it's going to be a good one. You got to stay tuned for our guest. It's probably one of the most amusing, fun interviews that we've had a chance to do so far.
And it had everything. There's serious talk, mental health stuff. It was great.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. But before we get to that, let's get to our nonsense. And we're in the middle of Grit. Grit started January 1st. And yeah.
For some of us.
For some of us. Megan, since you did a workout in the ice today, which was pretty gritty, why don't we start with your running so far? How are you doing on Grit?
Grit's going well. If I'm being honest, I'm more training for Donna than mileage focused, but because I'm in sort of peak marathon training, it works out that I'm going to probably get pretty close, if not over 300 miles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I would think it's not going to be a problem. You're probably already well over 50 right now, and we're 5 days in.
I started day one with a 20 miler, so that did help.
Yeah, it helped a little bit.
Yeah. Also, the first time I think in probably 15 to 20 years that I did not drink on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Both of us were sober New Year's Eve, not even a beer or a glass of wine.
It felt kind of fine.
I mean, we wanted to wake up and go.
We
for a
were
run.
What time did you go to bed?
In bed by 9:30, asleep by 10:30.
Yeah. It was so much fun waking up and seeing everybody's New Year's posts and being like, I feel great.
Yeah.
I actually, I did stay up because there's something about me that's like, I have to stay up.
For the ball drop?
Just keep the streak going. I didn't even watch it. I just heard fireworks outside and realized it was midnight.
Speaking of which, we watched early coverage of the ball drop and saw maybe one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
It was ABC, and they were in Times Square, but it was really awkward interviews, and they were filming the TV, the big screen TV in the city, so it was blurry, and I was like, what is happening?
But they had this Chinese delegation come out, and I'm used to when you saw the Beijing Olympics, the Summer Olympics, and you're like, that is ultimate precision.
Right.
These guys are going to invade. It's over for us. Look how well they can do this. They put on a thing where I was like, these guys, what is this the D squad? How'd these guys get here?
What were they there for?
I think they were just to spread goodwill about China.
They're promoting coming to
the
visit.
Olympics.
No, coming to visit after the pandemic.
Yeah, they're like, after the pandemic, come visit China. And they had the ambassador from China. They had 6 other people from up on the stage, and they look like mannequins. They were having, obviously probably English is not their first language, but it was
That's weird.
They had one lady that was doing most of the talking.
Was it on NBC?
ABC.
Really?
And then they brought out
that was a tie in with the Olympics too.
They were like, you got to check out we are the oldest people come to learn martial arts from us, the Shaolin Temple, the Shaolin style.
Whoa, really
Tai Chi.
pushing.
Hunan.
Yeah, Hunan.
They really want us to visit Hunan.
Really?
Yeah, it's the cradle of China.
That's what they called it.
Kept calling it.
I learned
driving
something
home
new today.
The cradle was a big thing. I'm like, why do they keep saying cradle?
That's very interesting.
But then they had
and just the footage was terrible. I was like, how is this national television?
And then
maybe they had a skeleton squad because everyone's out with COVID.
I don't know, but the greatest thing was, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna do a Tai Chi demonstration for you, and they brought people out that I was so used to the synchronization of China. These people were all off beat.
Thomas could have been up there.
It literally looked like Ron Burgundy doing Tai Chi up there. And the best part was, I'm looking, I'm like, okay, they're not even all Asian.
Oh, it was like
I think they were short a few people, and they're like, can you move your arms
guy
around
off the street?
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So it was bizarre to say the least, but that's our New Year's story. That was our entertainment.
That was what you did on New Year's.
That was it. Real rager.
But should we tell people who maybe not know what grit is? Grit's our winter distance challenge, and basically you can get different levels by running different mileage.
Distances.
So
for the month of January.
Yeah, for the month of January. And we do this in the summer. We do it in the winter. And we invite people to come along with us. And we do swag. And ASICS is a sponsor. And Koros is a sponsor. And Megan Featherston helps out with some nutritional advice. It's pretty cool.
First time it's sold out.
Yeah,
early.
It's all sold out.
But anyways, yeah. So I felt like I was well on my way to having a good start to the year. And I even had some good runs last week during Christmas. Like while I was home, good 12-mile run. 12 mile? Yeah. My mom's Hoka, Clifton.
Because why did you wear those?
Because what happened is I had my running shoes in the car and Kimmy left like with the car. And I had to do my run. Like she went to get COVID tests because the place had them in Hershey. And so I like had to go out and I was like, well, these were my shoes at one point.
And it worked out.
I just think it's hilarious because of all people, you have like hundreds of shoes and you go out wearing your mom's.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically they were
like, what
mine
is he doing?
and then I gave them to her. But yeah, it was the Clifton. Actually, it was a nice run.
Good.
But then I had a good run on Thursday, like really one of the best I felt in a while, like 9 miles. I felt like just going for a long time.
My grit has been going well, but I've had this nagging foot pain for like 6 months now. And I think it might be almost like a plantar fasciitis or something like that, but I was hoping that it was that, but I don't know. So my grit miles have been going well. I've been doing about averaging probably 12 miles a day. If you take in the 16-mile run, a little over 10, little over 10. And then yesterday when I finished up my 10 miles, it was like my foot was throbbing. So I was just like, I could be smart or I could be dumb. So today I took the day off. I'm going to just see how my foot responds. I kind of, with as many things that we have on the calendar this year,
yeah,
I don't want to get like I've broken my foot before by not paying attention to like a stress fracture. So I don't want to do that. The only problem is like I'd love to go get an X-ray and just put it out of my mind. Yes, this is a soft tissue thing or this is a stress fracture thing, but like I don't want to go to an urgent care right now because one, the wait's probably forever, and two, like why don't I just go kiss someone on the mouth with COVID? So we have Donna coming up. We are scheduled to go to Tokyo if COVID doesn't knock that out.
Fingers crossed. Thomas is incredibly optimistic.
I am. I want to be optimistic. And then we have Eugene possibly in Oregon. We have Boston.
Cherry Blossom 10-miler.
Before Boston.
Oh,
yeah.
Before Boston.
Is that before Boston?
Yeah, Cherry Blossom's April 3rd.
Wow. Let's just pack it all in. And then we've got hopefully Falmouth again. We've got Megan and I are doing London.
World Athletic Championships. Well, we're not running that, but
yeah. Megan and I are. Yeah, Robbie just qualified. Megan and I are going to London. We've got New York City that we want to do at the end of the year. We've got a jam-packed year, so the last thing I want to do is, be stupid and hurt my foot.
What are any of these either of y'all's goal races?
That's a tough thing. Like none of these are courses that I would be like, this is a course to hit a goal time.
Initially, I wanted to run Boston as well as I could because even though it's a hilly course, I've run the one time I did run it before. I was real close to my PR with a terrible training. So
with a bad foot too.
Yeah. So that was initially my plan, and I'm not saying it's not anymore, but since I mentioned in a previous episode, Ben Johnson's coming to Donna.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and run fast there.
Okay. What about in the fall?
I mean,
I
don't know.
Imagine
I gotta look
traveling and then running fast.
I got to look at the London course and see.
It's flat.
I know for me, the first time I ran New York, it is not an easy course. I know people get pumped up for it, but I actually
that lasts for so long.
Yeah, since I didn't really enjoy my first time doing New York because like of so many things, I kind of want to go and do it as a tourist. Like
high five everyone.
Not high five everyone, but just like be there. Like I was in so much pain the first time that like I was in blackout tunnel vision, just get to the finish line kind of thing. And people were like, wasn't Fifth Avenue amazing? I was like, I don't even remember. Like that. I was the first time I had to go to like a medical tent after a race.
Oh, wow.
Like I don't know what happened. I was like, either I was dehydrated or,
yeah,
which is possible. I mean, you sit I sat in a field for 3 hours before the race. And I probably didn't have anything but a little Dunkies, little shot glass of.
That sounds like the
coffee.
whole sitting in the field thing is. I did that kind of for the DC rock and roll once, and it was awful.
It's bad.
It was like, and that was only like an hour and a half that we had to stand outside. So, what are your running goals then? Like, what are you trying to do?
You know, one is to get the majors. See, if I got a chance to go to Tokyo, and New York and London.
Not this year though. You're just
just get
start
work towards the goal. You mean?
Well, I've got.
You can't do all of them in one.
Yeah.
You won't need to do Berlin in one.
Well, no, Berlin and Boston would be the only ones I have left.
But she's saying not do them all in 1 year.
Yeah,
she's
you're not doing all 6 this year.
No.
You just mean work towards that goal.
No, London, New York, and Tokyo.
Yeah.
I've got Chicago. I've already done New York. So really just Berlin after that.
Yeah.
And Boston.
And Boston.
The crown jewel.
Yeah. But if we go to Tokyo, we're going with ASICS.
Mm-hmm.
And we just did reviews of 2 shoes that sound the same but are different.
ASICS Joe Nimbus Light, the white one, if you're watching, and ASICS Joe Nimbus 24.
And they're kind of different, but basically serve the same purpose.
I love the 24.
I know. I think that...
I love both of them, actually.
Yeah, which one do you like, Meg?
I prefer the Light 3. I wonder if it's not a real hard pull because of the aesthetics. Like, I see the gel in the 24 and I immediately am like, ugh, God, that's so lame. And then I see this pretty shoe and I'm like, nice.
Yeah.
And I think that like transforms into how I feel about it out on the roads.
I get it. It makes sense.
But I like both of them, to be fair.
Yeah, I do agree with Megan that the 24, and they're doing it on purpose to make people comfortable who have loved the shoe for 24 iterations.
Yeah, you need to have
this shoe.
gel.
It has the visual cues that say, yes, this is still your ASICS Nimbus 24, although it doesn't feel like the ASICS
a lot softer
23 or beyond.
No, it's so much better.
It's a really good daily trainer. And this Fight Foam Blast Plus, Robbie, you love it.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great iteration of the Flight Foam Blast, which was in the Nova Blast before, and it's just like soft. I don't like a real soft shoe. It's like soft, but with a good bounce.
Yeah, responsive and soft.
Yeah.
I have to say, in my preference, I also fall with Megan, and I will unabashedly say it does have to do with the looks because they feel similar enough to me that, like, why wouldn't I go with the one I like the look of better?
I have to say, and I think both of the shoes have it, and it's a weird thing to bring up in a shoe, but this tongue is the best tongue of any shoe that I've ever worn.
Okay, I thought I was imagining things. I agree with you.
I also like that it sticks up, which normally I don't.
Right, same.
But yeah, no, it is perhaps the gusset on it. It's stretchy. It fits. It protects you from the laces.
It's like perfect.
It's a great shoe. But
good.
you can watch our reviews. We have 2 video reviews on YouTube, and then we have a written review. Are your comments added to the written review yet?
Yeah, I'm publishing it today before this podcast comes out.
All right, cool. And so you can check it out there. We also did a written review for the Nimbus 24. You can check that out, and a video with Robbie and young Brandon. Brandon's jumping in on that one.
I smacked him around a little bit. Told him
really
his boss.
did. Yeah, you did. But he's resilient.
No, kids are resilient.
Like Fight Foam Blast Plus. But yeah, so he
did a good job.
He did a good job, and you'll check that out. And yeah, Robbie took the reins.
It is crazy because I forget that we haven't technically been together for the podcast in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Have we not?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We took a nice break. We were working, but we had a nice break between Christmas and And
it was very relaxed. There was no rushing around in the mornings.
I have to say, if there's one thing that is good that came out of COVID, was my attitude towards work, where it used to be like, you need to be in the office, you need to be in these hours. And now I'm kind of like, if you're getting your work done and you want to take a little longer with your coffee in the morning, or, not worry about, like, if you've got a 10-mile run, getting in exactly at, 9, who cares? Just get your work done, get your stuff done. So that is the one good thing I think has definitely come out. Like, I was having stress when Megan was just like, hey, we got to get the Christmas tree out.
Dude, I did that last night. I'm going to be finding pine needles in my house for years.
We vacuumed, sweeped, and still every single day I'll find like needles just show up somewhere.
Yeah.
We sweeped.
I don't know what kind we got, but it was whatever kind dies within a week.
That's all of them. It's
and,
every kind.
It was getting it out the door was just like, I might as well shake the whole thing out.
Yeah.
And we got an extra wide one this year, so it, like, anything it touched, it was like,
yeah.
So yeah, we like dragged it down the stairs, and it's like flush against the walls, and just like needles, like drop the whole way down.
Yep. So,
but it's already gone. Like, the ours got picked up, I guess, yesterday, or.
I wanted to set that thing on fire so bad, but because I knew it'd go up in a quarter second, but.
Yeah. Well, I
just
saw
outside in the parking lot.
There's a place that you can donate them where the goats eat them.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
We should have done that.
Goats love that stuff.
I love goats. Oh. Who doesn't love goats?
It's hard not to. I had to help my mom. This is actually over Thanksgiving. Wrestle a collar off of a goat.
Why?
Because it was on, like, they had it on to begin with, and then it just grew, like, when it was younger, and then it grew, and it was getting too tight. Where were you going with that?
I don't. We were talking about
Christmas trees
out,
stuff like that.
And then it naturally, like, led right into the Bowerman Track Club.
Right. Yeah. Goats. We could have really went into Elite Kipchoge talk with that.
Yeah.
That's
Nike
what I said.
transition,
I said goats,
and
Megan said, what?
Okay.
I was like,
Nike, Elliot, other Nike things.
Yeah, but so anyway, Emily Infield announced that she's leaving the Bowerman Track Club, or left, I suppose, already, the Bowerman Track Club, which...
Who else has left?
Colleen Quigley, Kate Grace.
Do we know, like, are there rumors about why this is happening?
I mean, do you think it's a fallout from the
Burrito Gate
Holy Hand thing? Or is it just a general Nike fallout with everything that has been going on the last few years?
I will tell you this. A couple of years ago, there's no way to leave Nike, because if you did, you lost that super shoe. And now...
I mean, that is an interesting point.
There is options. Whereas I feel like 4 years ago, like, Nike was your golden ticket.
Yeah, there's definitely room for some other companies to jump in
Well,
there.
it sounds like a lot of these women are staying with Nike. They're just leaving Bowerman Track Club.
Oh, interesting.
Someone just told me.
I mean, who's coaching there besides, is it Shalane? Jerry and Shalane?
I mean, I'm sure they have other coaches, but yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I just think that I
mean, there seems to be a general shakeup right now anyways with, like, NAZ Elite.
We were talking about Scott Fauble and all those guys leaving.
So maybe it's just that time.
Yeah, someone posted, I guess this was from Protos, but it was a tweet that somebody else put out, that a top medal-winning Kenyan woman will move from Nike to On Running for 2022.
Well,
On, who that is?
On has a new Kenyan track club.
Okay.
Yeah, so they did announce that.
But I was like, enjoy your medals that you got with Nike, because, I mean, I don't know. Good, maybe. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see how On could possibly compete with a shoe like the Vaporfly. They have nothing like that.
Well,
unless they let them race in it.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, maybe they'll just dig holes in the outsole so it looks like it's got clouds.
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Or the midsole. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that is a tough thing. Like, it will show, like, maybe some of these Kenyan runners are so strong it doesn't matter what's on their feet. But
you're basically just taking them back to a normal racing flat with On.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, we've run in the super shoe. It's not I wouldn't even put it in the top tier with like.
Well, it's not. There's just no way possible that it competes with the foams that Nike or ASICS or New Balance use. Like it's just not.
I would say that you're probably naming like between Adidas, Nike, the Flight Foam Turbo, and I think there might even be a new foam coming out from them, and then the New Balance. I just don't know. Oh, I would also throw Saucony in there.
Yeah, right. But you can't say on Helion foam is even a foam. It's just like whatever. Yeah. Anyways, but
that's a payday.
Hey, like kudos to them for having that clout, that marketing clout that you can actually pull that off, because that's crazy.
I'd also like to see, like they went public. Mm-hmm. How much money are they spending on these athletes? Like, because like,
is that now have to be public information?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Because most athlete contracts we'll never see.
But I will tell you this: there's no way.
Probably not.
Like
Nike's public, so
if you're gonna go, well, I guess public companies have to disclose that stuff, don't they?
It's probably like a bucket.
Yeah, like
and you're not gonna see
athlete sponsorship bucket.
You're not gonna know who gets what.
They got to be spending a ton of money, though. I mean, ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because you're probably
if you're pulling someone away from Nike.
I always wonder what Koros is doing, because they've signed like every major athlete too, and I don't know how that works. If it's just like a watch and a little bit of cash.
It can't be, because that's a problem I was actually talking to Megan about, because Koros being a sponsor for Grit. Once somebody has a watch, you're good for the next 2-3 years. It's not like you need like 5, Koros watches. Mm. So it's got to be for these athletes. It's got to be a paycheck.
Yeah, you would think, and they have like everyone now: Kipchoge, Dez,
Emma Bates.
Isn't Molly Seidel on their team now too? Yeah.
So like they're just cruising.
It's fun. I remember when we first started hearing about them. At the time, I was wearing Garmin, and they wanted to send a watch for a review, and I'm like, Robbie will grab it. And so Robbie did the review, and I remember we were kind of like, it's a copycat of Garmin, and at the time, that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, there's some similarities.
And then
at the time,
where I felt like they really started taking off was in the software updates. That the fact, like Garmin, you bought a Garmin watch, and that was basically the watch you had until it died. And Koros, the Megan's wearing like a 5-6-year-old Koros Apex that they kept doing software updates to, and it got better and it got better, and they added, features in their app. And
it's surprisingly only 3 years old.
Is it? That's all it is?
Yeah, because I've only been here for 3 years.
Yeah, I think she got that before you started, though.
Mm. It was like right after I started.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
It seems like it was. It does seem like it was that long ago, though.
It does.
Who knows what time is anymore?
But yeah, the thing is, though, you look at, I think Polar watches have nice hardware, but the app sucks.
Yeah.
And the interface sucks, and there's no like to add training to the watch is like really hard.
It's very complicated. Yeah, it's more of a desktop experience.
Garmin had a really good app. Their hardware is good.
Tons of crazy things, wallet functions, stuff like that.
Yeah, but they didn't you didn't update. You didn't get you couldn't buy your watch and then get a better watch. Like I feel like sometimes the watch that you get from Koros day one, is not the same watch you get a year later. It's actually a better watch a year later.
They keep adding like tons of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like people are going to be like, you just did commercials for ASICS and Koros. Well, maybe we did. But
we actually, it was unintentional. We weren't paid for that. It's literally just
art.
It's what we use.
I mean, we also align with brands that we like.
Yeah. I mean, but we've all used Koros for the last several years.
As a matter of fact, when we reached out for the Grit sponsorship, we basically said, hey, it would be disingenuous if, to work with someone else, because we're all
wearing Koros watches.
Yeah.
Anyways, so if you have any questions about that, hit us up.
Yeah, just 1-800-BELIEVE in the run.
But here's New Balance, our guest today. I don't know if we want to go into that or
yeah.
I before we get to that, talk about shoes that are coming that are going to be, I think, desirable for everybody. New Balance's new lineup coming out for 2022. It's almost a shame that there's like delays on shipping stuff, because I think it's a big leap forward. I think that we had some shoe companies have a great year, then a slow year where they just kind of update the uppers, and then they have a new refresh year. Whether it'll be great or not is to be seen. But I feel like New Balance every year for the last 3-4 years has just come out with really great product, stuff that I was excited to run in, stuff that was good for daily trainers. Like, it's probably one of the top lineups from top to bottom of, you have something for your daily miles, you have something for your tempo runs, you have something for your race day. And I think even the somewhat illegal racing shoe is going to be a big pick for people to run the marathon in.
I had this idea that, Danny, or if you're listening, you might want to pitch this to your team. So
should we out them like that so anybody can call them?
If you get COVID, you have a T-cell response, right? So I'm thinking they should create a fuel cell T-cell response, or fuel cell T-cell model that, how like what's Lil Nas X did, like the blood Satan shoe, like a drop of blood.
Yeah.
You basically have like a drop of the COVID virus, or the COVID vaccine. COVID vaccine.
This is the worst idea
you've
ever
isn't.
had.
No, listen. You put the vaccine, part of the vaccine, in your shoe and call it the fuel cell T-cell. Done.
Okay.
You're welcome, Danny.
Danny, if you are listening, that's not representative of the idea. That
even better, it could be a track spike in honor of the spike protein.
There you go. Robbie's really doing some research.
That one actually came off the top of my head. The other part I had thought about last week.
All right. And Danny just gave him a compliment on the Nick Willis interview. There we go. You just wasted all that.
You're welcome.
All that good stuff.
Ideas, man. Anyways, but yeah, I'm assuming that won't be a model. But you're right. All the other models are going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah. It should be good. It'll be a fun year to be testing them. I'm looking forward to running in them. And if we go to London and New York, I'll probably be strapping on New Balance since they're title sponsors.
Okay, I guess we'll see. But yeah, today's interview is with Gata, who is co-star of the show Dave with Lil Dicky. If you don't know who Lil Dicky is or what the show's about,
get on Spotify.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, and it's great. He's doing a project with New Balance where he's it's kind of like a couch to 5K. Like, he wasn't a runner necessarily. He trains to run a 5K in New York with New Balance, and it was actually. Can we include some clips?
Yeah,
links to the clips,
or we can put in. We'll put links in the description to the New Balance series that they did with him. It's really good. It's like 6-10 minute shorts.
Yeah, I don't care if you're a marathon runner or a seasoned ultra runner or you've never run before. The clips are fun to watch and are inspirational. And it's neat to see people step out of their comfort zone and try something different. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.